The foldable iPhone is once again making headlines, and this time, the rumor mill has brought us one of the most exciting updates yet. Apple is reportedly testing the iPhone Fold with an under-display camera, a feature users have been eagerly waiting for. While we've all learned to live with the iPhone's notch, and even embrace the dynamic island, deep down, many of us have wished for a cleaner, more uninterrupted screen, and it looks like that wish might finally be granted. According to respected leaker U1122, posting on South Korea's Naver and cited by GSM Arena, Apple's current foldable iPhone prototype sports not just a punch-hole camera on the outer display, but an under-display selfie camera on the foldable screen itself, a bold move that could usher in a notch-free future for iPhones. That means when you're watching videos, scrolling through apps, or using the foldable screen in tablet mode, your experience won't be interrupted by any cutouts or notches, just pure, uninterrupted OLED brilliance. Now, while this might be the first time for such tech on an iPhone, it's not entirely new in the mobile space. Phones like the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 have already experimented with this concept. But hearing this news again, especially from a source as consistent as U1122, adds serious weight to the idea that Apple is taking this feature very seriously. However, there's an interesting twist. Despite this futuristic leap, the prototype reportedly does not include Face ID. Yes, you heard that right. According to the leak, Apple might be ditching Face ID altogether for the iPhone Fold, opting instead for a side-mounted Touch ID sensor. This could be a controversial decision, but one that makes sense if the focus is on delivering a truly bezel-less, full-screen foldable experience. Notably, this isn't the first time we've heard whispers about Touch ID making a comeback, but to have it on a foldable, that's a huge design shift. Additionally, the latest prototype seems to feature slightly smaller screen sizes than earlier leaks suggested. While U1122 didn't give exact dimensions, earlier credible leaks have hinted at a 7.74-inch foldable main display and a 5.49-inch cover screen, which still sounds generously sized for a premium device. But here's where it gets technical and even more intriguing. Despite the downsizing, the resolutions of both screens reportedly remain the same, which means Apple may be aiming for even crisper visuals and higher pixel density on a smaller footprint. The aspect ratios are also particularly unique, with the foldable screen having a 14.6 to 1 aspect ratio and the cover screen following closely with a 14.1 to 1 ratio. Far different from anything in Apple's current lineup, and clearly pointing to a more cinematic and immersive experience. Could this mean better multitasking? A more tablet-like feel? It sure looks that way. And if these features make it into the final product, the iPhone Fold could represent not just a new form factor, but a complete reimagining of how we interact with Apple devices. Also worth noting is a possible design benefit of having a punch-hole camera on the cover screen, ideal for quick selfies and video calls, while reserving the uninterrupted interior display for immersive content and productivity. This dual approach could strike the perfect balance between convenience and innovation. And let's not forget, this information comes as Apple is reportedly pushing its foldable project forward at a faster pace, potentially aiming for a 2025 or 2026 release. If true, it would mean the foldable iPhone is much closer than we think. Combine that with earlier leaks pointing to Apple working on a near-invisible crease, ultra-bright displays, and even a protective layer that self-heals microcracks, and we're looking at a next-gen device that could leapfrog the competition. Although there's still no official confirmation, and details are fluid, this growing stack of credible reports shows a strong direction. Apple is serious about entering the foldable race, and it's aiming to do so with true innovation, not just imitation. With competitors like Samsung and Huawei having already planted their flags in foldable territory, Apple is clearly biding its time. But when it finally makes its move, it may just redefine the category. So, will we soon see a seamless, notch-free, under-display camera iPhone Fold with side-mounted Touch ID and cinematic screen ratios? Only time will tell, but based on these leaks, that future might be closer than we think. Stay tuned as we continue to follow the latest developments on what could be Apple's most daring innovation yet. For more leaks, deep dives, and analysis on everything in the tech world, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because you're watching TechVerse.